Good morning and welcome to our yoga class. We are going to get started in just a couple of minutes. So a nice time to roll out your mat, to get comfy, to maybe request some space back from the pups. Hi, pups. So we're just coming to the mat, getting settled in. Wow. You can use this space to sit quietly. Molly, honey bun. Or to get in some gentle movement. Oh, there we go. All right, we got a watch on. We're settling in. Maybe another minute or so to go before we get started on our practice. We are going to begin in child's pose today if you wanted to head that way. So we're getting closer to time. We've rolled out our mat. We've come into our space. We have anything nearby that we may want to incorporate into our practice. I am just getting over a little something, so my apologies if my voice is a little off. We're going to start making our way to that child's pose. So toes together near one another, knees can be near one another, or you could take them wide to the edges of the mat. And then gently melt down. The belly can come to rest on the thighs or in that nice space between them. You could have the arms reaching overhead. I love. Or you could create a little pillow with the fists or palms. Somewhere you can ease in. Maybe you close the eyes here. Or just soften the gaze. As you let the hips melt toward the heels. Allow the back body to settle down a bit more. As you melt toward the mat or toward the thighs, feel ease through the shoulders. And then turn the awareness to the breath. See if you can match the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. Deepening the breath slightly. If the belly is resting on the thighs, that really deep breath might not be as attainable, and that's okay. Feel the body rise and fall. And as we take a moment here, notice that the mind is present with you as well. Or if it's off thinking about worries from the past or what may come in the future, maybe it's planning. Wherever the mind is at, invite it to be present with you here on the mat. The head is resting on the hands. Go ahead and extend those arms forward. Let the head melt toward the mat for a moment. As you stretch the fingers away from you, still connected to the mat, or in my case, the mat and the dog. Feel that nice stretch through the shoulders, that length through side body. And then we'll gently walk the hands over to the right. Resettle the belly as we relax into this shape, creating a lovely stretch through the left side. Continue to breathe. Start to walk the hands back through center and then journey them off to the left. Make any little adjustments you need to with the belly as you come to rest. Awareness draws to the right side of the body. Feel the breath through the right ribs. And then walk the hands back to center. Take a nice breath. And then on an inhale, rise up and find your tabletop somewhere in the middle of the mat, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Fingers are spread wide. Inhale as you lower the belly and lift the gaze. Exhale as you round, arch the back. Inhale, lower, open the heart. Exhale as you round, bring the gaze into the navel. And continue these cat-cows at your own breath pace for a few rounds. You can invite in other little movements that feel good. It could be a little rib side to side, a gentle rock back and forth. We'll take one more full round and then meet back at our neutral spine. Nice long spine, the gaze is at the mat. Strong foundation as we step the right toes back and then lift that foot. Press through the heel. And then if you'd like, you can draw the left hand up. Maybe that bicep comes near the ears. We try to create a long line through the body. Our balanced tabletop. Keep the foot flying as you bring the hand to the mat. We'll scoop the belly and bring the right foot forward, coming into our low lunge. So make any little adjustments you need to. We want to stack that knee over the bone, maybe even set it a little behind it. Let the hips sit nice and low here. You feel a good stretch through the front of the left hip into the left thigh. Body is centered. Maybe you draw the gaze forward. We'll shift the hips back as we rotate on the right heel. coming into a hamstring stretch. Only sit the hips back as far as your body wants. You can keep a little micro bend at the right knee, drawing awareness from the heel to the hip, checking in, little tension is all right, but if you feel anything pinpointed, gently back out. We definitely want to not do any harm to our body, that we can continue to flow with ease through our practice and our day. We'll shift the weight forward as we plant the right foot back on the mat. Curl the left toes, lift off of that knee, runner's lunge, long spine, gaze is at the mat. We'll lower the left knee back down, uncurl those toes. With control, we'll lift the torso up. You could stay right here, maybe hands to thigh. You could have arms down at the side, palms open, pinkies toward the body. Or you could take them up, fingers to the sky, palms toward one another. Some nice little variations to play with, seeing what makes you feel balanced and steady. With control, we'll bring the hands back to the mat. We'll swing the right foot back and return to our tabletop. Our nice neutral spine. Step the left toes back and then fly that foot. Press through the heel, toes are toward the earth. Notice if you really shift off to that right side, try to keep the hips square to the mat. And then we'll draw the right arm up. Again, this is optional. That long line through the body. Keep the heart lifted. Notice if you start to collapse into that supporting shoulder. And we'll bring the right hand back to the mat. Scoop the belly and bring the left foot forward. Feet are on skis here, giving us a nice base as we settle the hips and find our low lunge on the opposite side. Make any little adjustments you need to. And then gently draw the gaze forward. Long spine. A little ease in the hips. Check in with the breath. With control, gently shift the hips, pressing them back. That hamstring stretch, left heel stays connected to the mat. The left toes might dial back toward the body a bit, and each side will be a little different. So be mindful as you settle in here, stopping whenever this side needs. Rotate forward, planting the left foot down. Curl the right toes, lift off of that knee, our runner's lunge. Strong through our legs, connected to our foundation. Hands are still on the mat, helping to stabilize us here, provide a little extra support. Lower the right knee and curl the toes and gently lift up. And again, you have those options. Keep hands on thigh, Hands down at side, nice open heart. Maybe the shoulder blades draw together a bit there. Or you could take the arms up, that nice victorious posture. With control, hands to mat. We'll swing the left toes back. Drop hips to heels, child's pose for 2 breaths. Arms overhead, palms in the mat. On an inhale, we'll lift up. Exhale as you transition all the way down to the belly, chin in the mat. Hands under shoulders, uncurl the toes, the tops of the feet connect down. On an inhale, we'll lift chin and collarbone, a baby cobra. Exhale as you release. Take a breath. On an inhale, put a little more weight into the hands as we lift chin, collarbone, maybe a rib or 2. Exhale as you release. And on an inhale, as we lift up, we'll bring the elbows under the shoulders, forearms parallel. As we come to Sphinx pose, press into the elbows as you lift the crown of the head. Try not to collapse into our shoulders here. We want that nice long spine. Our Sphinx pose. The hips are connected to the mat. Tops of the feet are down. Gaze is forward to begin. And then maybe invite in a little movement, glancing over the shoulder. Slight drop of the shoulder into the middle here. Only if this feels good for your body. And find stillness back at center. Keeping our Sphinx pose, we'll bend at the knee of both legs, lifting the feet off of the mat. Thighs stay connected down. You could take some ankle rolls here, some wiggles of the feet to stretch the toes. And then release the feet down. Press into the palms, elbows go wide, favorite cheek finds the mat. Relax the body as you take a breath. And then alternate cheeks, turning the head the opposite way. Gravity helping you here as you relax the shoulders. We'll bring the chin back to the mat. Leave the right leg where it's at. Slide the left leg up. So we're taking a bend in that knee. Shin is relatively parallel to the edge of the mat. You can create a little base for the chin if you like with the hands. Deep stretch for the hip here. We won't hang out too long. Gently release, slide that leg back long, and then draw the right knee up. Only bring the knee up as far as your body wants. And again, see if you can get that shin kind of parallel to the edge of the mat. Very similar to when we're on our backs and allowing that hip opener. Similar shape. And release. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders. Press back hips to heels once more. Child's pose. Walk the hands toward the knees as we lift up. Rotate on to a favorite hip and swing the legs around. Extend them out in front of you, feet about hip width distance. As we sit tall, inhale the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Lead with the heart. Maybe you grab feet, shins, or the mat. Gently folding down, stopping when your body needs. Maybe a little micro bend at the knees here. We'll inhale up. We draw the right foot in, let that knee fall open. Sole of the foot connects to the extended right leg. As we slightly angle the body, and then melt over that elongated leg. The gaze drops down to the knee. Each exhale helping you dive a little deeper, find a little more ease in the body. Start to walk the hands in as we lift up. Help that knee up. Extend the left leg long as you draw the right knee in. Let it fall open. Sit tall. Find that slight angle and melt down, swapping our janu. Notice that connection from the hips into back body. How the energy can run all the way from the heel up the back of the leg, through the spine, to the head, a full connection. Walk the hands in as we lift up. We'll tuck the left foot in as well, finding just a comfortable seated spot, whatever that looks like for you right now. As we let the sit bones connect, and we sit tall, we'll bring left hand down to the mat as we inhale the right up. Exhale as we take it over. Find a little ease in the legs. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up the left arm. Exhale as you take it over. Right hand, a nice support in the mat. Little ease through the legs. Allow yourself to feel the breath in the ribs. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right hand to left knee. Small twist, only going as far as your body wants. That might just be over the knee. It might be to the side. Maybe the gaze can travel a little farther. And on an exhale, we'll unwind. Opposite side, left hand to right knee. That right hand's behind us, a little kickstand to help support us. Allow the twist to come from your center, not from the shoulders. Sitting tall to keep length in the spine as you find your expression of the posture this morning. And unwind back to center. We'll stack the hands one over the other, creating a little space between them as we gently rotate the wrists, hands spinning in space around one another. Try not to touch them. You can also just do this out to the side. In reverse direction, feel free to wiggle the fingers here as you go. Nice movement for the hands. We'll find stillness as we drop the hands back to the legs. Sit tall. A little tuck of the chin as the crown of the head reaches. And we'll bring left shoulder or left ear toward left shoulder. If you'd like to deepen the stretch slightly, you could take the left hand and let it gently rest on the head. We're not pulling, we're just letting that extra weight deepen the stretch. The hand is on the head. Go ahead and return it to the lap. We'll lift back to center, reset, and then let the head fall to the opposite side. Take a moment here. Notice if you start to tense up in the shoulders. You do let that exhale help you settle. And again, if you'd like that additional stretch, the weight of the hand, you could bring the right hand to the head. Keep the breath steady. The hand is on the head. Go ahead and return it to the lap. We'll bring the head back to center. Drop chin to chest. And then draw a line with the nose all the way up to the sky. A little lift of the heart. We open the throat. Back to center. We'll look left and right at our own pace. And then come back to stillness at center. Bring hands down along our side. Inhale them up to shoulder height. And on an exhale, give yourself a big hug. Keep sitting tall. Feel the space you're creating between the shoulders. Keep the legs at ease. And now notice which arm is on top. Inhale the arms open. And exhale back into that hug with the opposite arm on top. Take a moment to see how that feels. To settle in, we probably went with our favorite side, the one that was most comfortable and natural first, so this one might feel a little awkward. Allow yourself to sit with it for a moment. Inhale the arms wide. Exhale as the arms drop down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms to heart center as we seal in our practice. I encourage you to take kind thoughts, kind words, and kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our yoga practice today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.